right, let's do it to it. Hello everyone, Soul Commodore back at you again. Here with some more drawing, some charcoal drawing, and also repping the San Diego Padres because even though I live all the way up in Canada, uh, I gotta rep. I gotta rep the boys. But welcome on in, everybody. Today we're going to continue working on this piece here, and possibly even finish it today. I'm not sure if we'll get to that point, but hey, we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's get right back down to it. I am going to zoom in a little on this if it'll let me. That might have been a little too much, actually. Okay. So we're gonna work on finishing up this figure today, and doing this figure on the side, and then we can actually get to painting. But again, not sure we'll get to that today, but we're gonna try our level best. But in the meantime, I hope you all are having a good day today. I had my first day at my new position today, and really didn't get a whole lot of stuff done because I I don't really have any work to do yet. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. That whatever you were doing today, that it wasn't too stressful and just kind of calm and relaxing. Oh, Elle, welcome on in. Oh, you finished the sketch. Oh, nice, nice. Dang, I knew there was something I forgot to do on Wednesday. I'm sorry about that. I think it's because we went to dance class, so my mind was wrapped up on that. All right, let me see this thing. Yo, that is absolutely perfect. Man, that's cool. You got my little necklace in there too. That's oh man. And look at all that. Look at all those rings and all the jewelry on the ears and stuff. Man, that's dope. That's dope. Man, oh man. Thank you very much, Al. If you don't mind, I'm gonna switch over and show people this because this is dope. I've done my best to make you look like hottie elf royalty. Well, I think you succeeded. I would say you very much succeeded. And yeah, we had fun at dance. It was we were learning oh what was it we were learning? You know, it's it'll come to me. I know that in non-competition it's called the Roomba, but there's another name for it. Um, and it will come to me in just a second. Now, if this screen could switch over, that would be great. Hey, there we go. Man, that's dope. Awesome. Thank you very much. Man. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I'm cheesing over here. That's super dope. Oh, you started painting it? Nice, nice, nice. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Man, that's you did a bang up job. Ah, so cool. Oh man, thank you very much, El. That's awesome work. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on this. Like I said, oh, so dope. Look at all that jewelry, jewelry, like DJ Khaled says. Look at all that jewelry. Oh, and I missed this bracelet over here too. That's cool. That's cool. And according to my watch, it's like 8:30 in this picture, which is fitting. 8:30 in the evening is about when I start my night. You got that drip. That's right. That's right. Thank you very much, El. That is awesome. That is all. I'm very pleased. Very very pleased. Ah. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna start on this figure today. Finish up. Well, start. We already started. We're gonna finish this figure today. All right. But yeah, I started my new job today, but there wasn't really any work for me to do, so I spent most of the day um, actually looking at jobs and like looking at other jobs and um, working on a grant. My day. So actually, it ended up being pretty productive. I got a good amount of work done on the grant application. So, I thought you just got a new job. Yeah. So the way this works, it's kind of complicated, but basically, um, I started this new job 4 months ago, um, and the way that these contracts work is, um, I was kind of on loan from my previous department for a year, right? And there are generally two types of like introductory contracts that they can give employees. One is 4 months less a day, which is basically like a short contract. Um, and then the other is like longer than 4 months. And there's other ones where you can like do like a year or 2 year, all that kind of stuff. Uh, the thing is, when you need to fill a position, doing the 4 months less a day is actually really really quick because there's not as much paperwork involved. Um, and that 4 months gives you time to give the person an extension, um, which is basically how this worked. Unfortunately, because of new budgets coming out in the 4 months that I was working and a change in leadership and all that jazz in the upper executive offices. Basically, I didn't get extended. Um, so to kind of throw me a bone and also to allow my managers and their manager to work a little longer on trying to keep me, um, they gave me an at level position, so like an admin position with another department within this within the board. Uh, so basically, I get to do that for 2 months, and hopefully within those 2 months, they are able to keep me with the position that I had started in. Um, so we'll see what happens. I'm a little up in the air, but the good thing is that even if this all falls apart, I still have my old job from my old department. Like I get to go back to that and basically just do that job again, which isn't a bad thing, you know. It's I'm in a better position in that way than a lot of people who lose their jobs per se, because like I don't have to go job hunting. I am. Hey, hey, welcome in, Squid. How are you? And thank you, El. I appreciate that. The again, the nice thing is that like I'm not out of a job. Like my original job is still there. Um, when I say that I'm job hunting, it's basically because like the level that I'm at now, that I was working at, um, is higher than my old department job. So, um, I would like to kind of try and keep in that range. So I'm looking for jobs in that range to see if, in case this all doesn't work out and I have to, go somewhere else. So, well, we'll see what happens. But I'm not too stressed about it because, like I said, I don't have to like go out and start job hunting per se. I'm not like your job ends today and you're out on the street. So I'm very very lucky that way. Did you guys not have 3 days work from home in your collective agreement? We did, we did. And then this might be a little insider baseball, but the Treasury Board did not um, consult with the unions at all, and just mandated that we all go in 3 days a week. So what are you gonna do? I don't know if there's gonna be another strike, but um, if there is, I'll support it because going in 3 days a week sucks. So why no strike? I have no idea. I don't have a clue. I have no clue whatsoever. I mean, there might still be one coming, but that's all right. I'll go strike. I want more soul times. I mean, hey, hey. Yeah, I mean, you'd get it because with strikes, like you only have to be there for like half a day, like out on the picket line. So the rest of the day is like mine. Treasury wants to fight. You goddamn right. Yeah, the fact that they didn't consult with anybody before they just unilaterally decided, no, everybody goes in 3 days a week. Yeah, there's a lot of people not happy, especially a lot of people who have childcare needs that they don't get to have now because they have to go in. Like they had a whole system set up, and then it's like, oh no, 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 you have to go in. But hey, we'll see what happens. So yeah. So again, I'm just kind of outlining where all the shadows are going to be on this shirt and all that. They want to justify having an office on the expenditure. Yeah, yeah. Also, it wouldn't surprise me if it's kind of like what Amazon's doing because Amazon came out and said you have to be back in 5 days a week, right? And what I think is really behind that is less that they want people in and more so that they want to cut down on staff expenditures. And if people quit because they don't want to go in 5 days a week, then that kind of does their work for them, right? Um, so I think there might be something like that going on. That's my hunch. Uh, you know, that is something like that too, which is like kind of scummy. But I mean, what are you gonna do other than strike? If it were up to me, we would have started striking like weeks ago. I thought we would have initiated a strike as soon as they announced it, but unfortunately, those decisions aren't left up to me. And also, unions aren't dictatorships, so should have strike week one. Shock. Yeah. So, but hey, who knows? Who knows what's coming? Um, you know. But everyone was kind of shocked when the announcement went out because it's like this is exactly what we were striking about for time because we had a strike like last year. I remember I made a lot of my colleagues. Hey, thank you, Squid. I appreciate it. I remember I made a lot of my colleagues kind of like go like ooh because when we struck went on strike in early 2023, um, they were talking about the last big strike that they could remember, and the last big strike that they could remember was actually the same week that 9/11 happened. So they were out all on the picket line, and they were like watching the news that 9/11 was happening. Um, and they were talking about where they were, like what how long they had been at the government at that time. You know, this one guy was like, "Yeah, I had been out of university for like a month and like got this job, and then we were on strike, and then 9/11 happened." And it was like, I was like, "Oh man, I I was in grade six. I had just started grade six, and a lot of like the managers were like, "Oh, don't say that." It's like, yeah, no, I was still a youngin. I worked 6 weeks with the city of Vancouver, then went on strike for 3 months. Ooh, wow, dang, jumping right in. You know what's so funny? I remember there were people who were vehemently against the protests going on for like Black Lives Matter. And there were reasons to be wary of some factions of that movement in terms of like some of the branches in some of the cities because it wasn't organized, right? Um, but there were people who were vehemently against protesting of any kind that disrupted anybody, right? Which that's what a protest is. You disrupt people, right? So that you draw attention to your cause, and they're like, "Oh wait, no, yeah, what are you doing?" Right? But there are some people, not that I worked with, but when BLM was happening, and the all the protests and everything were happening in 2020, I remember reading like people just being vehemently against it. This one guy told a story about how his uncle was ranting and raving about how BLM is the worst thing and these people are blocking things. People are just trying to go to work and all that. His uncle uh, was the head of a union and did not like it when his nephew, this commenter, was talking brought that up. It was like, Unc, this movement isn't all that different from a strike. Like when you go on strike, you stop working and essential things aren't getting done. Uh, and the whole point of that is to get other people mad enough and start complaining to the powers that be to change things. Namely, hey, pay your workers so that they can get back to work and provide the services that I need. Like that's the whole point of a strike is to make sure that people get paid fairly, get treated fairly in the workplace, and to disrupt services so that the public is also like, hey, we need this stuff, pay them or give them the things that they need. That's the whole point. Yeah, his uncle didn't like that being brought up. I wonder why. Yeah, isn't it funny how sometimes how these people's minds work? The cognitive dissonance is strong with them. I was talking to a roommate the other day and mentioned I kind of miss the mafia running unions. These assholes aren't scared enough anymore. That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of, I know there are problems with it and all that, but there's a lot of internet backlash about it, and I understand it's the internet, and people can have whatever opinions they want about things. I have no problem with that. Um, I really liked The Irishman. Was it maybe a little bit too long? Yeah. Was the de-aging a little bit goofy, especially when Robert De Niro was beating up that one guy, and you can clearly tell that it's an 80-year-old trying to beat up a like 40-year-old? Yeah, but I can look past that for story, and I don't care how long the movie is. I will always watch Martin Scorsese tell a story and enjoy it all the way through. Is it his best movie? Nah, nah. Um, but it was just nice to see. It was nice to see Al Pacino, you know, and Robert De Niro actually be in a movie that's not Heat, because Heat was the only other one that they were in together, and it was I enjoyed it. Like I said, other movies that I enjoy more, and I certainly respect anybody who didn't enjoy it. I mean, hey, that's the nature of art, right? You put your art out there. Some people are gonna enjoy it. Some people won't. That's perfectly fine. That's all part of the game. But yeah, I enjoyed The Irishman. I would love to see like an anti-director's cut where it's not as long. But I don't have a problem with long movies either, or long. It's funny. My wife used to kind of poke fun at me and other people too, because some of the songs I listen to, like Parliament's Funkadelic, uh, the long version of Zoom by the Commodores, you know, they're like 10-minute songs, 8 10-minute songs, 12-minute songs, and I love them, right? Get out of your own ass, sir, and edit your movie down. Yeah, but I love long songs, right? And my friends and my wife kind of poke fun at me a bit because of it, all in good nature. Um, and then I remember when Taylor Swift re-released one of her albums, and it had the 10-minute version of like All Too Well on it. And my wife loves Taylor Swift. Like, Taylor Swift was one of her first like formative concerts that she went to back before the tickets were ridiculous. Like, back when she was like a teenager. Um, and that album was like my wife's album, right? That she grew up with. Um, and I'll never forget. I was sitting in the room. I think I was doing some sort of work uh, at my old position, and she comes in the room and she's like, "I get it now." And I'm like, "You get what?" She's like, why you like long songs, because Taylor Swift's All Too Well is now 10 minutes, and I get it. And I was like, hey, that's a win for me. Yeah, songs like that, and songs like Kendrick Lamar's "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst," which is like 8 minutes long. It is really like two songs in one, if we're being honest. But yeah, no, that day I felt vindicated. I was like, yeah, that's right. You all know now. Let me get another eraser here. Also, I'm just all over the place in terms of topics today. Speaking of Taylor Swift, um, I'm less of a football fan now because of Deshaun Watson and the fact that the NFL didn't do anything to someone who has, I think, now 27 sexual assault cases against him, or accusations against him. And the NFL didn't do anything about it. And the Cleveland Browns rewarded him by giving him a $230 million contract, guaranteed contract, so he gets that money. Um, so I kind of fell out of love with football, and I mean basketball was overtaking football because my first love was basketball, and then I played football in high school and was like, oh man, I love football, and then football is now taking a backseat to basketball. Um, and so it was already on its way down, and then that whole thing happened, and I was like, I can't really, I'm not enjoying watching football right now. Um, and I know some people would be like, well, you're a Steelers fan, and Ben Roethlisberger, who was um, went to trial for rape twice. He was your quarterback for years and years and years. It's like, well, yeah, but I didn't root for him. The problem is that a lot of, at least online, a lot of Cleveland Browns fans are still actively rooting for Deshaun Watson. I didn't root for Ben Roethlisberger. I hated Ben Roethlisberger being the quarterback of the team, and I was very glad when he finally retired, and now I can like fully root for the team again. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. My point being that football isn't my first love anymore, but I'll still like tune in sometimes. I'll still watch a game. I'll still watch the Super Bowl and all that. But man, oh man, did I enjoy all of these football heads losing their collective minds over the fact that Taylor Swift was getting popped because she was dating Travis Kelce, and it would cut to her every once and again during Chiefs games, like they would cut to any celebrity. Oh, football fans lost their minds, and I was like, y'all need a hobby. Y'all need something better to do with your time. I always hated American football. The injuries and the way players are treated, and the way that they end up worse than retired boxers after their shit. Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's another reason too, because I mean like, if I had kids, there's no way they're playing football, just because the CTE is scary, like super scary, um, and they ain't no way, they ain't no way. Yo, 8-bit, yo. So that also kind of lessened my love for football too, because the NFL knew about CTE for so long and then covered it up. And the thing I see about it is, now that the information's out, the players themselves, they're adults, they can make decisions. And I mean, a lot of those decisions, unfortunately, are honestly a lot of times because these are people who grew up in poorer circumstances and they need the money to like help their families. but they are also adults and they can make the decision, right? I don't think Pee Wee football should exist anymore. I'm not even sure that tackle football in high school should exist anymore, and I don't think it will exist by the end of like 2040. Like I don't see it happening. But god damn it, was it funny watching these old football heads ranting and raving about the fact that they're cutting to Taylor Swift so often during the game, like it's ridiculous. And it's like some guy did a breakdown on Reddit of like the amount of time that she got on camera, and it was less than an ad for some obscure product. Like she was on camera for less time than this ad. Like it was funny. It's like she's actually not on camera all that often, guys. And even if she was, like, who cares? There's nothing going on the field anyway. They're in a TV timeout. But yeah, basketball has overtaken once again. Because like I said, basketball was my first love, and it has that love has come back. I love me some basketball, man. It's such a beautiful game. Such a beautiful sport. And I'm really, really happy to see the resurgence of the WNBA, because I was around watching basketball when the WNBA debuted, and I loved watching the WNBA. And then there was a couple of years there where I stopped watching just because the product wasn't good, and they didn't have the funding. So they had all the ads on the jerseys, and I mean, like every league has ads on jerseys now. But it was just like I didn't enjoy watching it, right? But over the last couple of years, there's been a resurgence, and I love watching it. I love seeing the sport flourish. Unfortunately, that comes with drawbacks, like all the backlash that Caitlin Clark's been getting this year for being a young woman good at basketball and not being what's the word for it? Not being humble about it. And it's not even like she was super braggadocious or anything, which I don't mind if you're a professional athlete and you're braggadocious about the sport that you're good at. But it's nice to see it get some like actual like recognition like it used to. Because man, for a while there was a whole lot of discourse like a high school a boys high school basketball team could beat a women's professional team, and it's like, so why don't you just come out and say that you hate women? That just seems like it's easier. Seems like it's easier just and like, this sport is pointless. Like, what's the point? It's like, dude, it's just easier if you just say that you hate women. So, yeah, no, I'm very happy to see the WNBA be where it is now. Because it reminds me of my youth. But I got caught on a rant there. 8-Bit, I hope you're doing well. Happy to see you, as always. Always great to see you. And yes, girls have cooties, don't you know? You get cooties all over the ball. You can't have that. Professional football, damn it. Doing good here? Good. They did a study proving that men think that they're better at better than pro athletic women, even if they don't play the sport. It hurt my brain so hard the amount of coke that must take. Yeah. Oh, 8-Bit, because it's October. I just remembered. So I first encountered 8-Bit because you were on a stream. It was a co-op stream with Why am I forgetting his name? Uh, there's a streamer who he's like a programmer and like built his own controller. Super Lewis 64. Thank you. You knew who I was talking about. It was a stream with him and two other people where you were playing Phasmophobia. It made me really laugh because there was one point uh where you and he died within like 30 seconds of each other, and I'm sitting here just nodding my head like, yep, just like the movies. I don't appreciate it, but that's how they be doing. But yeah, that it was funny. And then after that, I sought out your stream, and I was like, I'm gonna give this dude a follow because that was funny. I mean, all y'all, all four of you were freaking out, but you and Super Lewis the most. Yeah, now I just refuse to go into the house. I mean, me too. Hey, listen, I don't care what your beliefs are in terms of like ghosts or an afterlife or all that kind of stuff. If I go into a house and there's even a semblance of something in there not being right, I'm not living there. Like if we moved into this house and like Eddie Murphy said, it was like, man, this is a really nice house. And the house went, get out. I'm leaving. I'm not staying. I don't need that energy. I don't need that mess in my life. No, I'm gone. I mean, I love watching horror movies. I love watching horror games. I haven't played too many horror games just because I haven't had access to them. Because I don't have a. There's not many horror games on the Switch, and I don't really have. I don't have a. I've never had a PlayStation or an Xbox. Um, but I ain't messing around with that shit in real life. No, thank you. And I know that some people probably be like, that's very illogical. That's okay. I'm willing to be illogical on this one thing. I fully admit it's illogical. I'm still not messing with it. I never played with no Ouija boards. I never did no Bloody Mary. None of that. Me scold ghosts about manners. Yeah, I guess I'm like, on the off chance that that shit is real, I'd be the one who got. And how am I going to explain that to my wife? And how am I going to explain that to my family? I'm making the lights flicker. It's funny you mentioned that. I've always told my friends and my family like, listen, uh, I don't have a whole lot of demands in my life. I don't have it, but the one thing I will not do is be cremated. What I would love to do, actually, side topic, but what I'd love to do is be buried without a casket and have a tree planted over me. But you have to have a casket here. But that's what I would love to do. Have someone plant a tree over me anyway, so I can get back for all this paper that I use, right? Um, but the one thing that I refuse to be is cremated because I hate heat. I don't like the heat. I don't like it. I don't trip off of it. I don't like it. And I've always said that if I wake up dead and I find out that someone cremated me, I'm coming back and haunting somebody. I'm coming back and haunting everybody. And it's not going to be some kind of like boo shit. It's not going to be some kind of like making the lights flicker or anything. I'm going to be annoying. I'm not going to scare you. I'm not going to, like cause any sort of like stuff to fly around or nothing. I'm going to tie your shoelaces together when you're not looking, and then you're gonna trip and fall and be like, what happened here? I'm gonna make your socks roll down into your shoes. I am. I'm going to untuck the corners of your fitted sheets, so that when you roll over in bed, it flips up, and then you're like, oh man, like, and it's gonna happen every single night with all the sheets that you buy. You could buy 20 different sheets. They're all gonna do the same thing because of me. Yeah, I will leave the fridge slightly ajar. I want to be sent to the body farm. I want to catch serial killers from the Great Beyond. That's cool. I just re-listened to the criminal podcast about the body farm. It's fascinating stuff. That's not a bad idea too. Like, it'd be cool to leave my body to a body farm, and then when they're done, like, putting my remains, like, growing, like, wherever my remains are, like, growing a tree over me there. Like, that'd be cool. But no, if I get cremated, I'm definitely coming back and haunting somebody. Because I don't want that. Whenever it comes up in real life, I literally chant body farm over and over. Nice. Oh, dinner? Nice. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy dinner. I hope it's tasty. The last couple of things you mentioned seemed like they'd be tasty, like those burgers that you mentioned the other day. Yeah, you should go have your dinner. We're still gonna be here for a while, so by all means. Let's see, what have we talked about today? We talked about my job. We talked about striking. We talked about the paranormal. We talked about my plans for after death. Again, this is one thing I like about streaming because I get to talk with all you guys about this stuff that otherwise I would just kind of like talk about in my head. Right. I think that's Oh yes, we talked about that. You're right. We talked about the WNBA. We talked about Taylor Swift. We talked about long songs and long movies. All sorts of stuff. All right. So that's looking pretty good, I think. Now we just got to finish up this space. Well, we got to do the neck and like do a little bit on the arms and stuff. You never know where the conversation on a soul stream is gonna go. I turned on the oven. Also, France laughs at how easily we stop protesting. True, true. Yep. Yes, they do. That's why the BLM protests were so interesting from a cultural perspective, in terms of like the amount of people who were protesting, um, and it's because like people were out of work because of COVID. It was kind of like a beautiful mess that all kind of coalesced at the same time and led to people actually going out and like demanding change for long periods of time. It was a real fascinating watch. I was invited to speak at a BLM protest in Chatham actually. I forget the reasons that I couldn't go, but I think there was some commitment that I had up here and I wasn't able to make it down. All right, let me lighten up this shadow on the neck just a little bit. The one thing that was really nice about the protests and the whole movement was that I had a lot of people like asking me about stuff because they had never really seen it come to light. Like there were a fair number of people who were like, "Does racism even exist in Canada?" It's like, yeah, yeah, it does. Here's some examples. Those 99% protests disappear without a trace. Mm-hmm. The joke I always hear about is if they ran out of their trust funds. Meanwhile, in Paris, oh, come on, do something cool. Flip a car, explode a gas station, piss on a cop. True. All right. So now there's just the hair left. In this figure here, I'm not actually going to do anything on the face itself proper because what I've got planned there won't really be anything on the face at all. It'll all be the abstraction. So I don't really have to worry about it. You know, in the corner on a desktop, it says streamers, viewers also watch. Oh, really? Uh, Today, Soul is being played by Satanic by Panic. That's a funny username. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Oh, someone posted spam, and I didn't even see it happen. Thank you, Siri bot. I like not having to worry about that. It seems like this hair is a little bit too dark and too one note. Don't you worry. That's what the eraser is for. Just gonna come in there right after this and get some eraser action happening. Give a little bit more dimension to the hair. Was it one of the by viewer bots? Actually, I'm not sure. Um, I didn't actually see what the message said. Saribot banned it before I even had a chance to react to it. So, oh, Rain got hit by a bot raid. Dang, that's rough. I was watching. I think it was Jess Draws Ducks that I was watching where that happened to her. Super annoying. And that's an understatement, really. You just gotta sometimes be like, why do people have to be people? Like, why can't they just let people be? You know? It's crazy to think that it was almost a year ago that we actually got this place. 'Cause I was just thinking about that today. Oh, I just realized that you guys couldn't see anything I was doing. My bad. Sometimes I get too carried away. There we go. All right. That leaves one figure left. It's a lady over here. So let me just pull that image up right quick. I don't want to save. Let's pop that. So, and let's make it black and white. All right. Now, where to start on this? Start with this. Because this dress is gonna have a pattern on it, same as this shirt over here did. So what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I guess what I'll start out doing is just mapping out the location of the. Yeah, I'll map out the location of the pattern. Because there's a bunch of flowers. So I'll just kind of outline where they are. One right on the shoulder there. And as we come down here, there's one right on the front of the, right here, like where the clavicle is. Center of the flower. And there's another petal over here that kind of comes down through here. All right, that's two. Right here, I'm just kind of mapping out where there's a darker shadow. Paint flower that you'd be able to see right on the edge there. Not actually show up because of the border, but hey, we'll worry about that later. Okay, and then there's one part of the way down the arm here. Just like that. Okay. So now once we move around to the back here, there's one that's kind of here. Kind of behind the hair. Okay, just like so. Back of the arm here. Here. That. Right here on the should be doing this with a bit of a sharper pencil, but oh well. It's turning out all right, and I like to live dangerously. Slightly not sharp enough charcoal pencil. And then just kind of living with the consequences. Yep. As far as the center of the flower goes, deep there in the middle, just like that. Charcoal, danger. It's very dangerous. It's a very volatile compound, don't you know? Just gonna get an outline on this arm. Petal that lives right here. There isn't one in real life, but I'm gonna pretend like it's there. Here. Just like so. The center of the flower there. Okay. This is where I really gotta put my pedal to the metal. Pretend like I know what I'm doing. right in the middle of this pleat. Yeah. And then do it again. Actually, I think that's good enough amount of flowers. I mean, we'll put one here, right in the front, I think. But I think that gets the point across that this is a pattern dress. What do you guys think? I think that's a good amount of flowers on this thing. Yeah. I'm gonna just do like a little marcation of the seam. Right there. Sure looks like flowers. Good. Good. Exactly what I was going for. All right, so now once again, we just kind of fill in shadowed areas. Going with the blending stump. Some of these areas will be a little lighter than others. And then if there's any changes that need to be made, then I'm just gonna go in with the eraser and just kind of lighten them up. Sometimes I get into these grooves and I forget to talk. One of these days, I'm still planning on doing a stream where the playlist, instead of this copyright free music, is like the music that I would listen to, like that's actually on my phone or on my playlist, um, while I'm doing a piece. And of course, there's no way that that stream is going to stick around. Um, like there won't be a VOD of it or anything, but I still think that'd be cool, just to give you guys a little taste of what I tend to listen to. Because I usually listen to music or listen to a podcast, but I won't subject you guys to have to listen to a podcast. Like that would be ridiculous. And also, definitely can't do that. You always forget to talk? Fair. I mean, yeah, like I just get into the zone and it's like, oh wait, there's there's a captive audience here. Uh, I gotta captivate them. Oh, let me grab a drink. Is it 7:15 already? My goodness. If we could get a break with how quick the days are, that'd be good with me. Time flies when you're having fun, and when you're getting work done, like good work done. I feel like I have to talk constantly when I stream. That's fair. That's fair. I will say that I do find it easier during the gaming streams to like find something to say. Um, but I'm also a man of fairly few words. I don't talk a whole lot in real life. Unless I like really know you, and then like I can be very talkative. But I tend to listen more than I talk. Dead air is a killer. uh, it's really hard to paint and talk at the same time. The part of your brain that's working on art is very far from the language part of your brain, so it's hard to do both. Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. I wish my brain was more spaced together. They're spaced closer together. Once I'm done with this larger blending stump, I'm gonna go back in the smaller one and clean up some of the smaller areas. You see, like I was saying, now because I pre-filled a lot of these areas with charcoal of varying like a varying amount of charcoal on all the areas. Uh, Now you can see like this back end is lighter than the front, which is how it would work with the lighting. Oop, didn't mean to encroach on the arm there. Time to bring out the smaller blending stump. To get into all these really tight areas. Okay, there we go. Now let's bring in smaller one. Start smoothing this out. So, in all these little nooks and crannies, smoothing things out. Hilariously, I started an off-stream piece that's also an elf. So when I break from elf soul, I go draw a different elf. That's fair. That's fair. That's actually not too different from like this here, because like when I take a break from stuff like this, I go and work on one that's off camera, off stream. So because I got to do 48 of these things. Well, I don't have to, but that's the gauntlet I threw down for myself. That's how many I want in the show. When this becomes a show. Thankfully, there's no timeline. There's no like due date. I gotta have my backlog of elf hotties. Nice, nice. That's the aim. It's gonna be a cool show. Did you pick up some toned paper? I haven't yet, but I'm planning on doing that over the weekend. Because this weekend's gonna be less busy than last weekend was. So that's the plan. Yep. Yeah, it should be good. Should be good. Okay, now we're gonna just add some dimension to these flower designs. Not just a stark white. This one here under the arm is going to be pretty much all shadowed. this one on the front. Oh, have some dimension to it. One that's up near the hair. Go. Oh, I forgot this one here. But this one's mostly white. So add a little bit of shadow to it. There we go. Nice. All right. That's that dress pretty much done. There's a few little other details that I got to add in. Looking forward to seeing me work with white charcoal. Yeah, that'll be interesting. See what I can do with that. Oh, I forgot one. There we go. Right under the arm. Cool. All right. Let me just lean back for a second, take a look at this, see how it's coming. Yeah, not sure that we'll actually get to the paint today. That might have to be for next time, but liking how this is looking so far. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. Now let's get the rest of this. So, jawbone and the neck are going to be pretty easy. Not too much work I got to do with that. Although there is a necklace that I have to work with here. So where's that? You move so fast through the folds and shading. I'm so impressed with how you process that information and then interpret it. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's just good old practice and having a good eye for catching that stuff on the reference. But it's just a lot of practice. And a lot of trial and error, a lot of doing stuff and then realizing it doesn't work. And then trying to fix it. But I appreciate that, El. Clothing folds were definitely the bane of my existence for a long time. kind of be hidden behind the hair. And then we'll trying to get the charcoal off of my eraser. Yeah, I didn't like how that turned out. So we'll just erase it. Okay. Since we're here, we might as well start the hair. Oh, it's in my left hand. Here I'm looking for my pencil. I'm holding it. Okay. So a lot of this hair is going to be darker toward the front. Here. Yeah. With little incidents of shadowed areas as we move toward the back, but they get less and less. I think that's my wife pulling in. Or maybe not. Now it sounds like a car on the road. All right. Gonna get my larger blending stump for this. And I'm just gonna try and generally follow the flow of the hair, like what I've already laid down. Just try to follow that. crazy. Not super crazy, but a little bit crazy. Gonna darken up back here just a little bit. Hey, thank you, El. I hope you enjoy dinner. Hope it's nice and tasty for you. And thanks for coming in and hanging out. And thank you again for showing me that sketch of me. It's so cool, so cool. Uh, Actually, before you go, I am just gonna do a quick shout out to you because you deserve it. I'm gonna show these fine people. If y'all aren't following L, if y'all want some good art, then you all need to check out this sketch that L did of me. So good, so good. Like just so good. I'm so pleased with it. And just zoom in, look at these details. All that jewelry, all the nice pleats and everything, and oh, so good, so good. So yeah, if you want good, high quality art and a good time, and just a quality person to go along with the quality art, follow L. You will not be disappointed. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's so good, so good. I appreciate you. Also do commissions. I can turn you into an elf too. Yeah, exactly, exactly. He does commissions, so he'll turn you into an elf too. Yeah, but I hope you enjoy your dinner. Thanks for hanging out, El. Really do appreciate you. All right, so now we're gonna add in just a few highlights here and there, just to catch the light. Here, be doing sometimes. Just like so. There we go. There's that hair done, I think. Yeah. Now we just have to do the arm. And I think once we finish the arm, I think I'll call that a stream because I'm not going to be doing any of the paint today because we're going to abstract these two because I'm not even really sure what I'm going to do with the abstraction quite yet. But we'll figure that out. In the meantime, we're going to start shading on this arm. like so. Elbow just kind of in here. Up like this. And forearm. Fill up, fill in on the front just a little bit here. Nice dual tone. Then we're gonna come in afterwards and take the eraser and erase some stuff away. There's also this back arm here that we gotta worry about. But that's pretty easy, just kind of filling in with the color there. Give it some dimension, and now I'm just going to come in with the eraser and just kind of put in some light areas and then just kind of smooth them out, just like so. Go. Looks pretty good. Yeah. All right. So that is, I believe, all of our figures done. To be honest. That's all our figures done. So let me just I lied. I'm just gonna add a shading just up here, just a bit, just to kind of catch the hair a little bit. There we go. Give that some dimension. Superb. All right, now we zoom out a little bit so you can get the full gamut of people, of figures. There we go. So that's it. That's not, the piece isn't done. We still have to do the paint. But once we put the paint on, this piece will be done. So there we go. All right. So with that, because we're not going to have time to actually do the paint now, because again, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet. But with that, I would like to thank all of you for coming in here and watching me do what I do. I do appreciate all of y'all. I am actually going to raid out to friend of the channel, Nat again. Now, it should be said that Nat right now is playing The Quarry. And The Quarry is a horror game, so if you're not into that, there's absolutely no shame in not joining in on the raid, not sticking around. That's perfectly fine. But we haven't raided Nat in quite a while, so I'm just gonna say hi to Nat. And then I'm gonna stick around for like 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna go for a walk with my wife because I think she just got home. So we'll set up that raid. channels intended for mature audiences. That's a shame, because that is not me. But yeah, thank y'all for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Next stream is going to be on Sunday at 10 or 11. I haven't quite figured it out. But either way, we'll be playing Undertale on the weekend. So if Undertale's your jam, you want to see me, we just started the game, so if that's what you want to see, please feel free to join in. And if not, we'll be working on this piece once again next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to drop back in. And if I don't see you, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, let's go say hi to Nat, everybody. Take it easy, y'all. Thank you, Squid. You too.